All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachach Kodash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do root well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in 1/3. And Lord's will, this lesson will be edifying and exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachach Kodash. And as the title reads, 12 times higher than normal. All right. And I was just going into some commentary, and I want to bring out some edification. And Adon Ratazah, it will be edifying to the sincere sheep, to Yahushai's lambs. So let me just pull up. Let me just make sure. Well, the audio should be good. All right. Let me just pull up my screen, and let's go to Revelations, the 6th chapter. All right. And just want to touch on the 5th verse going into the 6th verse and pertaining to the black horse and also the times that we are in. Okay, so right here, as you see, it says the third seal. All right, and it also says a famine. Okay, or a great dearth is another name for a famine. And this is all according to prophecy. So if you're wondering why, I'm doing a lesson pertaining to famine, well, it's because Yahushai said these would be the signs, okay, in the midst of his return. So real quick, one of my favorite chapters, Matthew 24. We could start at 3. And it says, and as he, meaning Yahushai, sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? What shall be the sign of Yahushai's return and the end of an age? All right. Now, when you go down right here, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. I want you to keep this in mind as well. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So these are signs of Yahushai's return and the end of the age. And this is why this is the beginning of sorrows for the people on earth. Okay, woe to the inhabitants on earth. Woe to them that have been drunken, all right, with the wine of Babylon. Okay, and this is why this excess, all right, this living this life of just dedicated in the flesh, all right, and thinking that you're in a good case is all going to be used against you. Okay, so now that I got that out the way, let's jump right into it. Okay, and it says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. So this black horse is a representation. Okay, this black horse is a representation. All right, this black horse represents something. Okay, and it says, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Now this black horse represents slavery. Okay, literal slavery. Deuteronomy 28:68, bringing us here on ships. Okay, so it represents the slavery that we went through, but it also represents judgment. Okay, and that's what's coming. Great judgment is coming for Babylon and those inhabitants of the earth. Now, let me prove first that it represents slavery. Okay, but then it also represents judgment. So when you go down, pair of balances, okay, see right here, it says joined to, especially by a yoke. And doesn't the scripture speak about a yoke of iron? Let's just put it real quick, just for edification. Oh yeah, let's just put yoke. Go to yoke, Chronicles. Okay, so let's put yoke of iron real quick. See what comes up. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh Bashem Shai shall send against thee. Okay, so the Lord sent Esau against us before. The Lord is going to send Esau again, and this is speaking about what? Jacob's trouble. And I'm going to get to that as well. You're going to see why I titled it 12 times the normal price. It says, the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, not knowing who we are, right? And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And that's what he did. He destroyed us. All right. We were destroyed, okay, by the hands of Esau, Edom, with our mindset, because even when you look down here, there was a yoke of iron put upon us by the Babylonians, Nebuchadnezzar, but we still knew we were Israelites. We still knew we were Israelites. See, but this yoke of iron that Esau put upon us was literally chattel slavery. But through that chattel slavery is how we became Gentiles, okay? Completely lost to who we are, no remnant, no nothing, you see? So just to get that point out the way, Revelations 13:10, he that leadeth in captivity. But this is not the point that I'm proving in this lesson. What you can use this example to further prove our slavery, but it goes further than that because it's talking about future judgment that we are getting ready to see and witness very soon. So now that we got that out the way, let's continue. All right. So it goes into yoke, a yoke that is put on drought cattle, metaphorically used of any burden or bondage as that of slavery. Okay. As that of slavery. But then it also goes into what? A balance or a pair of scales. And when you weigh something in balance, this is a sediment, okay? This is a tall tell sign of either life or death. Like right here, I'll give you an example. I don't believe it's not Lady Liberty. Let's put Lady of Justice. Let me see. Yep, Lady of Justice. Okay, right here you go. Okay, so even in Babylon, you have this right here. Okay, now she's has blindfold on because she's supposed to represent that she's not, the law is not going to look on someone specifically and judge them greater or lesser depending on who it is, which it actually does. Okay, the law in itself is different depending on, but the point is, even according to the law, okay, it's balance, guilty, non-guilty, things of that nature. So the balance also represents judgment playing out, okay? Judgment playing out. So we're getting ready to see major judgment play out upon earth. Now, let me show you how judgment is going to play out on earth, okay? Through Jacob's trouble. And it says, look, verse 6, this is what I want. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny. So a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Now, hurting not the oil and the wine, meaning this truth. Okay, the oil, we pray not for the oil to leave us, and the wine representing what? The new wine going into new bottles, because you can't put new wine into old bottles. But the point that I want is right here about a measure of wheat for a penny. Now, let's go to the translations, and I want to share something with you. Check this out. Okay. Now, when you go into the translations, the NLT, I want the NLT. Where's that at? Oh, there it is. Wonder why it's down so far. Right here. The NLT says, and I heard a voice from among the 4 living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cause a day's pay, and don't waste the olive oil and wine. So right here, it's saying that soon, okay, food, all right, is going to increase to where it's going to cost a week's, because you don't get, normally in Babylon, you don't get paid daily, you get paid weekly. So there's a prophecy letting us know that there will be an increase, okay, in food, and food will cost as much as how much you get paid in a week. Now, let me take this just a step further and let me go into the commentary. Check this out. Okay, check this out. And I got more to get. So when you go down into Revelations 6, and let me get it. Revelation 6 and 6. Check this out. Okay, right here. It says a quart of wheat for a denarius and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius. these prices are about 12 times higher than normal. See that? These prices are 12 times higher than normal. Okay. So it's letting us know that what? Great inflation as we're seeing, but it's going to become hyper. Okay. And I said, man, this is real spiritual that they're in the commentary. They're saying that it's going to be 12 times higher than normal. And you know what that made me think of? Jeremiah 30:7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Now, how many sons did Jacob have? He had 12. So in the time coming of prophecy and judgment and the fulfillment of Jacob's trouble, in the midst of the prophecies that we read about, they're also letting you know that food is going to increase to a level to where it's going to be 12 times higher than normal. And I said, man, that's 12 times. That's each tribe. So things are going to increase on a level, and each tribe is going to take a part, meaning Jacob is going to be in trouble. Okay. 12 tribes, 12 times higher than normal. Jacob's trouble. Okay. Because we've never experienced that inflation, hyperinflation, scarcity of food and bread and thirst and water and all these things. But that is prophecy. That is prophecy. But it says, look, here's the elect, but he shall be saved out of it, meaning the elect will be saved out of it. But the rest of what? The 2/3, they're going to have to suffer many great things. And Jake doesn't want to listen right now. And we're telling you, hey, things are going to get bad. Things are going to go up. More prices, more issues, more prophecy, more judgment. Okay. And I said it's very spiritual that they're saying that it's going to be 12 times higher than normal. Well, you have 12 tribes. And what is the scriptures? What is our prophecy about the 12 tribes? That there will be trouble for the 12 tribes of Jacob. So I said, oh, man. And it made me immediately think about Second Esdras. So let's do this. I had posted a couple. It made me think about this. Where is it? Second Esdras. Where are we at? 16. And let's just start at 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning. See, we're in this time now, okay? When you start looking at the biblical clock of prophecy, you start looking at the signs, and to a degree, you can pinpoint where we're at when it comes to prophecy. So are we not in the beginning of sorrows right now? Like Matthew 24 says, and great mournings. All right, it's going to increase. But this is the beginning, okay? The beginning of famine. Now you're starting to see less of things when you go into the store, supply and demand, see? And great death is coming. The beginning of wars. We're at the beginning of this right now. This is why you're seeing the nations do what they do, okay? And you should definitely know what I mean. I mean, of course, can we pull up articles? Absolutely. But you should definitely see like, oh, yeah, they're at the beginning right now. And the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. Evil meaning what? Bad times. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right. And what are we going to do? We're going to pray as we're doing now. We're going to pray to Yahweh Bashem Shai to strengthen us, to keep us, to guide us. I'm constantly praying to Yahweh Bashem Shai to lead me not into temptation and to guide me in the right way so that I, Adon Ratazah, will be pleasing, in the eyes of the Lord, because the rest, you look at the rest of our people that are into whatever they're into. Hey, they're into whatever Esau is throwing on the boob tube. They're whatever he's putting in the funnel and jamming down their throats. And let's continue. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. See, so when people tell you, oh, there's always earthquakes, there's always, rumors of war, there's always floods, do you know that these are scourges being sent right now? Meaning these are warnings. Now, real quick, let's look up the word amendment just so I can see for myself. Betterment, look, improvement. See that? So correction. So the Lord is sending judgment out. He's sending famines, plagues, tribulation, and anguish for us to be corrected and seek him 10 times more. You see that? So while the rest of the people say, oh, that's just nothing, that's just nothing. We're looking at that like, please, Yahweh Shema Shai, have mercy on us, protect us. Please allow us to take heed to these amendments through prophecy, to these corrections, so that we can improve, so we can advance. See? So they have no idea that these beginning of sorrows are for correction for the elect to get right. And man is not taking heed to it either. Not that prophecy says that man will or salvation is for man, but when you think about our kingdom, there will be judgment sent upon heathens so that they do get right and they are corrected. The scriptures speak about how they'll have no rain, if they're not doing this or doing that. So when the Lord sends out tribulation, plagues, and anguish, this is for correction. And are they listening? No. Watch. It says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. See? So people, starting with Jake, are not turning away and saying, hey, maybe I should get right. Maybe this is God speaking. See? They're not thinking like that. Okay. Oh, you just had this fire in the UK and it looked exactly like the camp sign for the end of the world. Now let me put fire. I don't know if it's going to come up. Fire in UK, but it was very spiritual. Let's go to the news. There it is. There it is. Look at this. UK police attending gas facility fire likely caused by a lightning strike. Some heard thunder. Some heard a voice. Now right here, when I looked at this, I said, man, this looks like I have a better picture on my phone, but this one does the same. But if you were familiar with the camp sign, okay, of the end of the world, it shows this mushroom cloud looking just like this. All right. Let's exit that. It looks just like this. You brothers, you should know. Okay. There's a camp sign that shows an explosion with the mushroom cloud. And then it says end of the world. And I said, man, that looks just like this. So I took this as a sign, or what they would call an omen. Okay. So what is this letting us know? That great destruction is coming, and it's coming for Esau, United Kingdom. All right. And guess what? There is a United Kingdom. So we are no longer needing to just be southern or northern. We're coming together under the house of David. So everything has happened simultaneously for the betterment of us as a nation and for prophecy for this world. Okay. So I just wanted to share that little spiritual tidbit, if you will. Now let's keep going to the initial lesson pertaining to 12 times higher than normal. Look, it says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So man is not looking at this as a sign from the Lord, judgment from Yahweh Shema Shai. They're not looking as this is the end. This is it. There will be no more, freak off fest in Babylon. They're not thinking like that because they didn't lay these things to heart. Now watch this. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good and cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Now, what happened the other day? I believe it was National Burger Day. Let's just put National Cheeseburger Day. Let's look this up real quick. Let me just go here. Yep. McDonald's selling 50-cent double cheeseburger. 50 cents? When you ever known to get a burger for 50 cents? Or for 1 cent? You can't get any cheaper. Okay? You can't get any cheaper than 1 cent. So what does that tell you? Because you remember, you're dealing with a demon. Okay? So if Esau's going to give you a burger for 1 cent, well, in the near future, he's going to hike that up to over 12 times the normal. Okay. So if you get a burger for 1 cent now, you do the math. What is it? Let's say a burger's $4. So what's four times 12? Is it $50? So you could get a burger for $50, but then it says, but it's going to be worse than that. it says it means that it would cost a day's wage. So now times that by what you make a week. So if you make $500, now how much you think you're going to be paying for a burger? If Esau gave it to you for 1 cent, now what you think is going to happen in the time of the hyper, okay? The leading into the Jacob's trouble. What you think they're going to start charging? If he gave it to you for 1 cent, best believe you're going to have to pay out the ass for this same product, okay? Because this is according to prophecy, supply and demand, okay? Things are going to change for the worst for Babylon. Remember, you got to also understand that you got other nations' money that is going to be cost. You have other, let me get myself together. I'm excited. You're going to have there's a lot of information. You're going to have other nations that are coming together, and their money, okay, is going to be more valuable than the dollar. So you're going to need more dollars to equate to their $1. BRICS currency. Let's just put de-dollarization. See, de-dollarization, BRICS currency. Let's see. Let's put BRICS dollar to the US dollar. 1 week ago. Okay, what do I want? Now, I did find where it said that 1 BRICS dollar would be 55 US dollars. So let's see if we could just find that real quick. So let's put, let's do it like this. 1 BRICS, got to do BRICS because remember, South Africa. 1 BRICS dollar is, let's put 55. Let's just put 55. I don't want to go all the way into it, but when you go into it, basically it's telling you that 1 BRICS dollar would cost 55 US dollars. So let's try it. Let me put like this. 55 US. Oh, what's that? Yep. What's this? Okay, so let's just click this. 18 hours ago. Since I'm doing it, we got some time. China and India, which that is the C and the I in the BRICS, are so far into frenemy zone that they may never join forces to topple the. That's a damn lie. Let's see. That's a lie. It says the BRICS group are emerging. You know why we can say this is a lie? Because Ezekiel 38. See, when they have these articles, that's peace and safety. Ezekiel 38 says they're going to be a guard. Okay, so let's go into it. And I want to see if I can get that fun fact for you. Creating dollar, do US, anything. Man, where was it? Maybe I'm not typing it in correctly. It's okay. If you want, look it up for yourselves. Okay, so let me go back. And I may be putting in the wrong information. So I want to try it one more time, but I'm not going to stick on it. I know you brothers know, and I'm sure some of you sisters know, but for edification's sake, I also like, pulling things out and just sharing it. So let's see. A man counts, Okay, so let's see. How can we put this in? The BRICS currency will cost US $55 per BRIC dollar. Let's see if anything comes up. If it doesn't, it's okay. All right, so okay, I'm in news. Damn, that's why. I've been wondering why I ain't been seeing nothing. Will the BRICS currency, it says, should BRICS nations opt to hold significant portions of their foreign reserves and their new currency demands for US dollar could recede? All right, look, there it is. What if BRICS currency is valued at 1 to US $55? Thank you, Yahbashimasha. I was wondering why it wasn't coming up. See, right there. Okay, so they're showing you that 1 BRIC dollar would cost 55 US dollars. So if you had to spend, let's just hypothetically say, how do we do the math? So it'd be, okay, so 55 times, let's just say you had to buy some for $200, right? That would be over $11,000. See? You see? So So when you think about the meat market, when you think about food, all right, and you think if they got to import food, because remember, Babylon got rich off import exporting. Okay, look real quick. I hope I'm not making this too long. Okay, so we're making good time. When you go to Revelations 18, okay, and you go down into the merchandise, see? Rev 18 and 12, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thinning wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of precious wood and of brass and iron and marble. Look, and cinnamon and odors and ointment and frankincense and wine. Look, and oil and fine flour and wheat and of beasts. See, and sheep. So, hey, we ain't gonna be able to buy lamb soon. Okay, we ain't gonna be able to buy lamb soon. You see. So if you think about it, with people, all right, siding with other nations and going to their dollar for Babylon to keep up with the teats that it has got rich off, it is going to have to require more dollars from us so it can give more dollars to them so they can continue to keep importing these goods. So it makes sense why it says it'll be 12 times higher than normal. And it could be even higher. Okay. This is as a commentary. So I pulled this commentary because I said it's spiritual, because this is going to be a troublous time. And the scriptures speak about there will be a day of trouble for the 12 tribes of Jacob. And it says it's going to be 12 times higher than normal. So as you can see, things are going to get different out here. And we're going to truly need to tap in to Yahweh Bashem El Shai, because it's going to get bad. It's only going to increase. See? So let me read this, finish off edification. It says, and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. Yeah, rich off us. And they also get rich off what? Wickedness. Selling out, selling your soul. See? But the point I wanted is the merchandise. So for us to buy merchandise, well, they got to buy the merchandise, and that's how they make their profit. If they're buying gold from Ishmael for, let's just say, I'm just hypothetically, $1,000, well, then when they bring it here, they're going to need to upscale it to make a profit off this. See? So soon we're coming to the time where the only thing people are going to want to buy is going to be resources such as food, water, and shelter. So when they start limiting these things, or when these prices for these commodities are limited based off resources, hey, you're not going to be able to afford them. And Babylon is going to hike their prices up to no day like it, just to keep and try to get a sale. It makes sense why there's an apocalypse of stores bankrupting, because when you file for bankruptcy, you're basically, if I'm not mistaken, you're basically filing for bankruptcy so that no one can come after you for money that you owe. So if they spent $1 million on a product and they're not making that back, they're going to file for bankruptcy so they can't be sued or pursued to by the supplier to say, hey, you still gotta pay me for this revenue. So they're filing for bankruptcy so they don't owe no one nothing, because they're trying to close out, because they're trying to get ahead of the curve before they get ransacked. Because there's going to come a time where people are not going to just pay for these overpriced burgers and foods, and watch, it's going to get bad. But because you got that 1 cent burger the other day, you think you're going to be good. But if Esau gave you 1 cent burger, guess what else he's going to give your ass? A $1,000 burger, $500, Let's look, matter of fact, let's do a fun fact. Since we made our point, prices of food during the Great Depression. Look at this. Shoulder of Ohio lamb, 17 cents. All right. So, we don't know the prices. So let's see. Let's just go to here. We need simple, because that, during the Great Depression, food prices plummeted. This was due to a combination of factors. Okay. So what is it? What was it? Okay. I got it. Let's put hyperinflation. It's got to get my words together. Inflation. Because I remember being young and I saw like a barrel of gold for a loaf of bread. Let's do that. A barrel of money for a loaf of bread. Yep. Let me see. So let's see. No. Look at this. In 1923, a loaf of bread cost 200 billion marks. This is just one example of hyperinflation that occurred in Germany during the early 1920s. See? And look, Revelation 6:6. See that? Look at this. So that's what it's talking about. Okay? Look at, thanks to hyperinflation in Venezuela, you need a wheelbarrow of cash to buy bread. Out of control. See? So what you think that's going to happen here in the virgin daughter? Okay? This is why you got to tap into the spirit. This is why you got to tap into the testimonies and the scriptures where does it say the things written aforetime are written for our learning? When the oil didn't run out, when the Lord protected Elijah, when the Lord fed Daniel. You got to think about these things because there's time in history where, look at this. What is this? 1,500,000 marks was the peak. See? A single bread cost 4.6 million during Germany's hyperinflation in 1923. You see that? And I believe this was during a time of war. See? Cash being prepared for burning. See? Different times, man. Okay? Different times. Look at that. Look at all this money. Jake, do that now. Look at all that. Carrying cash. Look, the money meant nothing. They're making clothes out of it. See? Cash used as fuel. 100 billion mark note. Look at that. For bread. You needed 100 million of them just to get one loaf of bread. And the scriptures speak on that. So we're getting ready to enter that time. All right. So let's continue. 2 Ezra 16. And where's the victuals? 21. Behold, food shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth. So this is where we're at. We're at the point where evil is growing upon earth. Swords of destruction is growing, and famine is growing, and a great confusion is growing upon earth. You see that? So we are definitely living in different times. Now, let me just go to 2 Ezra 15, and I want to read a prophecy of how people are going to react to having lack of bread and having shortages. How are they going to react? 2 Ezra 15, and let's start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword of their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. See? Egyptian versus Egyptian, and so on. It says, for there shall be sedition among men. Okay? And you should look this word up. All right? So you're going to have more people speaking out and pointing what you need to do. Okay? Watch. More so-called leaders. Like, I'll give you a good example. Babylon was created off of this because you had George Washington. Okay, did not George Washington stand up for the 13 colonies, and then they not band together against the British? So this was the conception of Babylon. Woe to you to establish a city of bloodshed and iniquity. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, their government, or the powers that be, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And there's countless reasons why he's going to want to go to one city, all right, or try to get to another. Countless scenarios through prophecy. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Yeah, you thought you were in a good case. You thought because victuals are cheap, you bought 100 1-cent burgers. Well, now you're going to need $100 to buy one burger. See? You bought 100 burgers for 1 cent and spent $1, right? And then now you're going to need $100 to maybe get one burger, or who knows how the prices are going to go. It says the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor. What is it going to take for a man not to have pity on his neighbor? Drastic times, shortages. supplies and demands, things not easily accessible. We are coming into a time where things are not going to be so easily accessible like we are used to that Babylon has provided. And you're going to watch and witness these people around you who laugh and smile and busybodies and drama and drink and play and, all these things. Watch how they turn. Watch how they turn. It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. See that? So the scriptures tell us what's going to happen. Okay. There's going to be more swords and more famine and more rumors until the point to where you're going to have a lack of bread. And then if you want to get bread, it's going to be an astronomical price and you can't afford it. People are going to be doing away with the dollar. You see, the third woe is going to be building up. There's going to be a heroic scenario. Esau is going to introduce a new form of way of currency that the world is going to be forced to get. See? And he's going to issue this in and say, this is how you can buy and sell. And this is what I'm going to give you. And you will have enough money. All we need to do is scan your head or scan your hand. See? So, amen. Prophecy's here. Okay. Prophecy is literally before our face. And even in the commentary, they let you know that there's a time coming where you're going to have food. Okay. That is going to be anywhere from 12 times higher than normal and up just to buy. See? And then there's going to be other prophecies that are going to play it as well, which is the mandatory marking. All right. Got to use my words wisely. And also what? The third woe. So there's a lot of commotion coming. Okay. There's going to be a societal change on the rise. All right. And it's not going to be your average everyday play time. There's going to be new requirements. New things are going to play out. Prices are going to change. Okay. Empire. Hey, man, it's biblical. All right. It's prophetic. It's biblical. And we're in these times. So I'm going to leave it there. And I do pray this lesson was edifying. I pray it was exhorting and comforting to the sincere sheep. Okay. Continue to have hope and faith. Pray to Yahweh Shem Shai for miracles. Remember, the Lord gave us manna. Okay. Read Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. Didn't the Lord give us manna? So we got to meditate on these things and not think carnal. Okay. We can't think carnal. All right. We got to think spiritual. We are serving Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. So we got to worship him in spirit and in truth. So have faith. Have faith in the times where the rest will die in their unfaithfulness. So call law Yahweh Shem Shai Bashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. With that being said, Shalom.